How's it going, guys? Oddly Unorthodox back again. Another Total War game. Hopefully going to make up for the one from yesterday, where we had the slight Steam issue. This game, a hell of a lot better. No DC. Sadly, not a Sisters of Twilight game. It's an Orion game. Mainly because I just think he's so badass. I really, really enjoy this legendary lord. And he's so good. As you'll see in this game, I think this game perfectly highlights the benefits of picking Orion. So slow it down. Actually, to be fair, while we're mooching around, let's have a little bit of a move of what each army brought. So it's just a straight up land battle, no domination. People don't seem to like domination 2v2s, so land battles just seem to go a bit easier. But I'm quite partial to some 2v2s on domination. Double Wild Rider with shields, because I expected the dwarf to go really heavy artillery. Little did I know it was actually the Chaos that went with the heavy artillery. So we've got double Wild Rider shields hiding in the forest here. Triple Way Watchers, one of them being the Hawkeyes. We've got Orion, a Branch Wraith, and then quadruple Eternal Guard with shields. One of them being the Winter Heart Guard. As you can see, they just look a bit fancier. Nice colours. Pretty fun to paint compared to the originals. So my ally went pretty ham on the infantry, but brought sort of Jade Warriors, Celestial Dragon Guard. I think there's the special ones around here somewhere. Yep, the Doom Dragons. Haven't seen those in game, and you know what? Creative Assembly did quite a good job with them. They look epic. And then Crossbowman, I'm pretty sure he's got the Iron Dragon. Yep, Zhao Ming. And then he went for double Grand Cannon, followed by a Fire Rain Rocket, and then he's got more Jade Warrior Crossbowman here. So I decided to move up the map because I don't want to sit and play the artillery game, because I'm not sure who would win. I assume it would be the Cafe with their sort of more cannons. Obviously the cannons 2 for 2, we've got the Fire Rain Rockets as well. So I decided that I'll put an end to this and I'll move up. A mistake here, always take your Way Watchers off auto fire, because yes, I've done some good damage to some Longbeards there, but I probably could have used the ammo better elsewhere. So we pull the Wild Riders back and around, because I know he's going to charge his cavalry up in a minute, and I'll be fine with that, because you know Orion's anti-large, Branch Wraith for healing, and that does me there. As I wanted, it gets rid of it. I'm not sure what that was aiming at, but I'm not sure if he aimed for the crew and it missed, or so he sends Archaon up because obviously he wants to deal with my Waystalkers, Way Watchers, Waystalker being the hero. That's what you get when you play a bit too much Vermintide 2. So you know he's getting pretty pummeled. They know they need to deal with the artillery. They've lost the artillery fight. I sent the Eternal Guard up purely just to go buy me some time. You know, he gets a cast off with that, but then I'll come back with an Earthblood. I send Orion, and I mean, look at the size of him. Yeah, such an absolute badass lord. So now I've attracted a fair amount of attention. So you know, we bring the Winterheart Guards out because we're going to want to try and deal with the Knights of the Brazen Throne and the Swords, two regents to renown chaos sort of cavalry. So you know his army is not going to be too great after that, especially when he pays for Archaon as well. So one of the Waystalkers, Way Watchers, gets tied up pretty nastily in that, but it's fine. They'll come back, and then straight away, I sort of want to scatter in different directions. One way Watcher pulls off, and now I'm going to use them to start shooting the cavalry. You know, taking out the models where we can, doing a little damage. You know, Jesus, that cannon straight into the side. So his mistake, if I was him, he should have really just hammered home and gone for the sort of the opportunity to take out the Way Watchers. I ran, you wouldn't have seen it, the Wild Riders in to disrupt the Goblobbers and to also take out the second cannon. So at this point, Archaon gets worked pretty hard. He knows that it's not a winning fight for him. I've got healing on the Branch Wraith, and Orion obviously starts healing once he loses enough HP. So, and now I get what I want to. he's sent Archaon to go deal with one squad of Way Watchers, but I turned this squad of Way Watchers, which are the Hawkeyes, on him. And then I've also got Orion just throwing ungodly spears. We've also got Way Watchers over there. So you can see he's getting peppered pretty hard. My enemy's done well. He's shut down all 3 squads of artillery that the Cafe brought. I will have a look at what value the Cafe got just to see if that was worthwhile. My Wild Riders go in to break some of the Quarrelers. That's what I wanted to do, is shut down some of the range for a little bit. My Dwarf ally was getting peppered. My Cafe ally was getting a little bit peppered. Does this hit? Just on the outside. I do try and catch the Sword of Chaos, but as you can see, they run in, they get smoke bombed. Well, no, I didn't catch them with the smoke bomb. But they've run in, they managed to do a little bit of damage, but straight away they're going to start getting shot again. Archaon managed to get out with 1500 HP. It's not a great spot for him to be in. I definitely think if he'd have went just normal more cavalry instead of going for both the regents and their own one, his army would have been a lot more effective. So obviously my Way Watchers have been hammered quite hard here by the cavalry, but he's not come out of it too hot either. The Swords of Chaos have took a lot of damage. They're still being shot. They're going to start dropping a lot more models than what they already have now. That Javelin just absolutely impaling one. Set another one falling there, and they're broken. They get discouraged. And then I want to sort of try bring my forces together. We send the Branch Wraith over because she's just going to go cast a... not the best one I could have cast, to be fair. I whiffed that. To the left would have been a lot better. So I'm just pushing units off with the Wild Riders now, just being as annoying as possible. The Branch Wraith is just trying to be a little bit annoying. She's got a lot of HP left. So I now regroup my forces. I'll get some Eternal Guard to come back over. I've got the Winter Guard over there fighting the Longbeards with great axes. It'll do, keeps them busy. We've got Wild Riders, generally just being annoying. That was a nasty blasting charge he took. Where is his Regents of the Renown? Being absolutely worked. Not a great day for them. Not a great day whatsoever. So, Orion has used all of his javelins up, so now he's going to have to go beat him with his spear. One thing I didn't notice, and I didn't notice this until very late on, is that he's running Ungrim with Felix. And where is... And Gottrek's here as well somewhere. We find him in a minute. I'm sure he's hiding in one of these squads. There he is. Yeah, so Gottrek, without me realising, sneaks up on Orion. Not a great fight for Orion. Gottrek's immune. I do get another Earthblood put down on top of the Way Watchers, just trying to get them a bit more HP back. So Orion, obviously, it pops the Cloak of Isha in a minute. Which, Gottrek's doom. We really don't want to fight Gottrek. Gottrek's a problem. And I'm getting shot by Quarrelers. So I pull Orion back on 300 HP. Use the Branch Wraith to take a blow. And then we just retreat and just pepper Gottrek with arrows. We really wanted to get rid of Gottrek. Orion manages to get out, and as you can see, he started healing already quite rapidly. He gets an Earthblood as well. Make sure he's back in the fight. And now, this is... I will show you this within depth. There is a mistake that the Chaos player makes here. Orion, when he's low HP, becomes a bigger problem than what he already is, even without the healing that I pop on him from Earthbloods, etc. He's now taking 20% less damage, and he's healing constantly. I know that these Knights of the Brazen Throne are coming, so I use the Branch Wraith to try and slow them. It works a little bit, but it just gives us more chance to run, take out as many as possible. And then what you want to do now is what I do. I just split all my squads instantly, different directions. It's one squad of cavalry. The cavalry will get one squad, but we can take them out with the others. So they're both low HP here. Archaon never wins this. It gets close, but I've still got healing left. He pops everything. Didn't realise he had everything still up, so that makes it a bit closer. Archaon's not to be laughed at this point. He's at 100 and odd. He's at 730 weapon strength. He was over 100 attack damage there, and also has got flaming attacks. But you can see I'm constantly healing in between attacks. So you can see that every time he hits me, I mean, this becomes a right fight to the death. 312, 185. But I managed to stab him in the back before the Swords of the Chaos coming. But, you know, he sends both cavalry because he wants to try and finish off Orion. But Orion's just healing back up. And both squads of his cavalry are being peppered by archers. The thing I do have to worry about is this goon squad now, though. We get a good Earthblood off. And then we send a little hounds behind us. And then we send Orion off to get a little bit of HP back. He's still got quite a bit of healing he can gain, so we walk off a little bit. And then, you know, we've still got 3 squads of Way Watchers that managed to shake off the cavalry. We've still got alright ammunition, to be fair. You know, we've got 10 shots in that one, 7 volleys in that one, 7 volleys in that one. And I don't really want to fight the Longbeards. That's not really what I'm interested in. So I'm trying to take shots. You know, as you can see, we get Gotrek there shooting him with the Waste Watchers. That's Gotrek gone, so that's a, you know, and then next it's Felix. So at this point in the game, the best part about Way Watchers is that you can move and shoot at the same time. So, you know, I send Orion in to go fight him in melee, and then they just shoot him down. So as you can see here, he desperately wants to stop me shooting because he's taking a lot of damage. At this fight, at this point in the game, Ungrim might be able to beat me and Zhao Ming if he's got Felix to stand there healing him. So I need to realistically take apart this gooning squad, and straight away, you know, we back off because he wants to chase us. And you can see that all we're doing is taking Felix and Ungrim further away from the fight over here. So now I can send Orion to deal with other things. He desperately wants Orion. You know, at speed, what are they? Speed 34, speed 32. They're not catching 44. And then this is the fatal mistake he makes. He sends Felix to go try and chase the Way Watchers, even though Felix is never going to catch them. And now, even if my Way Watchers never get to shoot, Felix is out of the fight. Now he's lost all of his regen. So I'll just take apart the other parts of his army, and now I can start shooting Ungrim. You know, we're still packing 5 shots in that one, 7 shots in that one. I can do a fair amount of damage to Ungrim with that. I tend to run off from Ungrim here because I don't really want to fight him. The Branch Wraith hasn't really got any magic left, so I don't mind just using her to buy a little bit of time. But as you can see, Felix, I did smoke bomb him to slow him down, and he's still chasing, and he's just taking volley after volley to the face. You know, I've got 2 more volleys left on this guy. These guys, he decides to retreat knowing that he's just not going to catch them. And then this allows me just to put both volleys in his back, which I believe does break him. Let's have a look. Not broken yet, but as you can see, me and the Iron Dragon are just, you know, picking off the sort of aspiring champions, the other part. And yeah, Felix does break there. I'm guessing I've got 1 more volley to break him fully. And yeah, he's gone. He is running. So this really cements the victory. I mean, Ungrim's good. He's very good. But, I mean, I could have run away and used 9 more volleys into Ungrim before taking this fight. But I decided to take the fight. You know, he went in with the Iron Dragon. I thought it's better than just constantly running away from him. I've said before, I don't like the running away strategy. It makes me feel quite sort of cheaty within the sort of way of playing. Right, so as you can see there, we speed it up, and just like that, we managed to beat him. Right, thank you. Let's have a look, guys, at the... I was going to end it there, but actually, let's have a look at the values. I do like to look at the values in the game, you know, just so we can get a feel about what did what, if it was any good. You know, we did get how much value on these guys? 3,600 on that squad, 2,400 on that squad, 2,080 on that squad. You know, we're 107 on the Wild Riders with Shield. Jesus, 3,300 gold on Orion this game, 1,700, not great on them. Yeah, happy with the branch wraith just for the healing and stuff like that they did. And as I say to you always, you know, the Eternal Guard, they just hold the sort of place. And right, that's another one. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll upload another one tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.